Now we're going to take all of that crap that's transmitting and subtract it from the fundamental frequency to give you the true output power. Every single radio that comes through my hands will be on this everything. So if you see a new review and I'm reviewing a radio, it'll always have a harmonic result at the end of the video. Always. Just so you know.
Amateur radio and GMRS too.
Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from Amateur Radio and GMRS, the home of Project Long Haul, and today we're going to go into detail on your radio harmonics and explain to you what everything actually means. Meaning, like, when you see someone testing harmonics on a spectrum analyzer, what are you actually seeing? What is really important to you, the consumer? We do the reviews. You see how the radio performs after our review. You determine if you want to get that radio or not based off of our findings. When we test using the Surecom 33 Plus, this device here, all of the harmonics are being pushed out towards one output. And we're getting some sort of a 5-watt or 6-watt output of a radio, sometimes higher depending on what kind of radio you have. However, this tells you everything, what the output is. When you're dealing with harmonics, it separates that power. And today, I'm going to teach you how much true power is actually coming out of that radio, out of the fundamental frequency. Let's get started. All right, so here's the transmission of we're using the RT730 because it's the absolute noisiest radio that Radtel has, and here's proof of it. So I'll hit transmit again just so you know. You know, we could actually clear this out if you like, just in case you don't believe me. It's really bad. We go max hold, we hit clear right. We'll go max hold again, and then we hit transmit. All right, so now there's the physical output of this radio. So this is really noisy. So this is where this radio takes a huge nosedive in terms of performance. So if you look at the first harmonic frequency, it looks like to be probably -3 dB in terms of the location. I was going to say between 5 and -3 and -5 dB, but we're going to go with -3 because that's probably where it is. If we did -3 dB on this, that would mean it's 2 times less than the output power coming out of the fundamental frequency. So if this is a 10-watt radio, now we're down to 5 watts of actual output power. So that's a huge negative. So when you see the first harmonic very close to the fundamental frequency, this is why it's so important to see this result, because all of the other noise that's there has to be combined as well to reduce the actual output power on the fundamental frequency. So when someone says this radio does 10 watts, which by the way it does almost 11, it's really not. This says it is, this says it's not. So because of the first harmonic being so close to itself, it almost diminishes the purpose of this radio. So the RT730, absolutely a junky radio. The features may be great, but the output power is not so much. Even though this says it's almost 11, it's really just about 5 in all actuality, regardless of what this says. That is more accurate. We're focusing on the fundamental frequency and all of the noise of the harmonics that this radio is producing. Now we're going to take all of that crap that's transmitting and subtract it from the fundamental frequency to give you the true output power. That is why this is super important when you watch videos such as mine, because every single radio that comes through my hands will be on this everything. So if you see a new review and I'm reviewing a radio, it'll always have a harmonic result at the end of the video. Always. Just so you know. So, if this is a -3, it's 2 times less than whatever that is. So 2 times less than 10 watts, so now it's at 5. So now this radio is at 5. Now we go to the next harmonic, and these are all -20 dB. So -20 dB, we have to subtract another 100 milliwatts from it. So another 100 from there, 100 from there. This one is -30, so we got to subtract 10 milliwatts. So probably all in all, if we add all that up, we have to subtract probably about 6 watts, 5.5 watts of power from the fundamental frequency. So this radio puts out probably 5.5 watts. Is it good now? No. Some people would say, well, it's really not that important, Joe. It's still a great radio. It probably is, but it's not. It doesn't put out the watts that it says it is. This proves otherwise. That it only does about 5 watts or 5.5 watts of output power. So what I'm going to do for you right now is display a graph on the screen, or not really a graph, data on the screen to make this more understandable in your head. So when you see results such as this, it'll make more sense down the line when you start seeing more of my videos. So when you see the fundamental frequency and then you see the harmonics, if it's -1 dB, you must take 79.4% of the fundamental frequency power from itself, and then that's the actual output wattage of the radio on the fundamental frequency. So -1 is 79.4%, -2 dB is 63.1% of the fundamental frequency. -3 dB is 50.1%. -4 dB is 39.8%. -5 is 31.6%. Now this is all dB, -5 decibels. And then from 10 and down, -10 is 10% of the fundamental frequency. -20 is 1%. And it just keeps exponentially, just keep adding another 0. So when you see this is key. If you see the fundamental frequency and nothing after it, then this and this, the spectrum analyzer and the output watt meter are accurate and are in tune with each other. If you only see one fundamental frequency, one transmission, and everything else is blank, then this is accurate. After the fact, if you see a bunch of noise, but if you see on the bottom of like tiny little triangles, really small amount, it's meaningless to even subtract, because now we're talking 0.01 of a milliwatt. So that's like, it's 0.01 milliwatts of power, which is meaningless because it's so low, and it's not going to affect the output of this. It's the harmonics that are really close towards the top of the fundamental frequency where you have to really worry about. So guys, I hope this video was helpful and it was educational and you understand what the hell you're looking at. Just ask questions. I'll answer every question that you may have that I can answer educationally for your benefit. So guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Fist bump, bro hug. Take care.
New York, clear out to Cali's golden sands. We're showing what the airwaves were made for with our hands. No repeaters, just a shout and a will that won't fall. That's the heart and soul of Project Long Haul.